Tier maker. Are we fucking doing this? Alright. Vauvier skip an hour. There's too many there's not that many champions. Let me just blast through. I'm just thinking like in terms of thematics and stuff. Let's just go for the ones that are obvious. So Urgot, F tier. Xin Zhao, F tier. Volibear, F tier. Trundle, D tier. Skarner, F tier. Rammus, F tier. Let me think who else can go pretty low. Cassiopeia, E tier. Heimerdinger, E tier. Quickly. Bard can go S tier. Braum, A tier. Brand, C tier. Fiora, D tier. Cannon, C tier. Kha'Zix, A tier. Jarvan, B tier. Geas, B tier. Garen, B tier. Gnar, A tier. Karthus, like B tier. Seraphine, C tier. Kaisa, S tier. Caitlyn, A tier. Briar, S tier. Darius, right with Garen. Graves, S tier. Akali, really cool. Akali's really cool. Gwen, A tier. Corky, C tier. I love Corky, but I'm sorry, D tier. He's just a dude in a fucking. I'm all fired up and got me an ace machine. Jin, Z tier, of course. We all knew that was coming. Azir also, I think, is excellent. Just everything about him is just really good. Lucian, A tier. Lilia, S tier. Gragas, D tier. Master Yi, D tier. Rise, D tier. Rise has cool lore, but he's just a dude. Honestly, he has really cool lore though. I'll put him in C tier. He's pretty. I think Rise is cool, personally. I just think he's kind of boring, but I think B tier. I'm convincing myself. Karma, I like the theme. I think she's got a good theme. Lulu, also B tier. Kale, they tried with Kale, but she's also kind of. There's no consistency here. What do you mean there's no consistency? There doesn't have to be consistency. It's just vibes. It's literally just vibes. Evelyn, S tier. Nautilus, A tier. Ivern, S tier. Diana, S tier. Jax, C tier. Malphite, C tier. Malphite's pretty cool. He just, in terms of actual gameplay, he fucking sucks. Amumu, D tier. E tier. F tier. Hecarim, he's a horse. Hui, A tier. Irelia, S tier. Lux, A tier. Malzahar, C tier. Aatrox, S tier. Lowly, E tier. Rel, D tier. Rengar, where's Kha'Zix? Put him right beside Kha'Zix. A tier. Nico, A tier. Ezreal's just a dude, B tier. Kindred, Z tier. This guy, C tier. Kog'Maw, Z tier. He's a puppy. he's just a dog. Ari, A tier. Fiddlesticks, Z tier. Lee Sin, he's cool. He's pretty cool. Akshan, bro, he's so boring. He's so boring. Alistar, boring. Janna, I wish he was cooler. D tier. Anivia, she's pretty cool thematically. Jinx, she's cooler on Arcane. I'll give her A tier though. Gangplank, I don't like him. Nasus, boring. This character, D tier. There's too many fucking champions. You gotta go. Yeah, I don't have time to like talk about every champion as I put them on the list. I'm just going this is purely vibes alone. This is like a purely just my instinctive vibes alone. She's just a stripper. Like, I don't know what else to say, honest to God. Okay, maybe we'll do this. We'll do a chart like this, but we'll actually put thought into it. But yeah, maybe I'll have to actually put some thought into this one so that there's consistency. I can't just. All right. I'll spare you. I'll spare. Let's go. You know what? We got 6 more minutes of this video to get through. We'll do a full in-depth one. It'll just take like we'll look up. You worked on a bunch of these champions? Wait, that's fog. Well, I'll have to go through them in depth. My thing is, if I were to actually impressive mileage, if I were to actually try rate the champions, I'd need like fucking 3 hours. The thing that I'm thinking in my brain when I rate a champion is, what is like their lore? What is their theme? How does that lore and theme translate into the gameplay? Is the lore and theme actually a good, like, lore or a good theme? Is it actually, like, interesting? Is it cool? Because some champions really do fulfill their lore, but their lore is, like, just not cool. Like, Urgot fits he's on theme, he's on brand for everything he does, but he's fucking Urgot. So, like, that's just not cool. That just sucks. You did a lot for making new Urgot's legs work. That's pretty cool. It was fun. Another one, or what? Pre-rework Urgot was no, he was so no. Pre-rework Urgot was not goated. You were hoping I would give a lengthy explanation. I can give a lengthy explanation for a few. Can we restart? Can we reset or something? After the TV show, you can't count that canon in your ranking. Yeah, I know. That would probably... The thing... Okay, so, like, let's take, like, a good example and a bad example. So, Wukong, I think, is probably a good example. Wukong is... He's the Monkey King. He has the biggest staff. He's the little trickster. And the way that him being the Monkey King with the big staff and the trickster translates into gameplay is... He hits you with the big staff... The staff stretches because it's the big staff. And he can go invisible and leave a clone behind to trick you. Okay. Like, cool. Like, cool, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who thinks this is, like, really that cool. But his gameplay pattern is just E, Alt, E, Q, Alt, W. I know that's... Okay. I know every champion's gameplay pattern is like press E, press Q, press R, press W. I just mean like he's one-dimensional. He's kind of boring. He's kind of bland. There's nothing really visually that interesting about him. There's nothing emotionally interesting about him. I don't feel like he's telling a story. And it's nothing. Just nothing is really cool. So he's just bad. He just is. Now that doesn't mean that he's like unfun to play. I think he's actually a pretty commonly played champion. Simple is not necessarily bad or unfun. I just think that Wukong is just not a winner in the terms of design. Trundle is Z tier. I like Trundle actually. I think Trundle does I'm gonna put Trundle higher. I think Trundle does exactly what he says. Like Trundle does exactly what it says on the tin. Let's look at like Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol is a big fucking star dragon. And he shows up and he fucking... Oh yeah, if you did the legs for Urgot, I can imagine doing the yeah, that's what I was gonna say, right? If you did the legs for Urgot, getting his tail to like wiggle and stuff, especially like when he turns and his whole body like whoops around, it's really satisfying. I really like Aurelion Sol. I mained him for a while, like season 4. So, I really appreciate the work on his body movements. They feel really good, actually. But Aurelion Sol, like, he's a big star dragon. He breathes astral fire. He drops a comet on you. I liked old Aurelion Sol. When you made, when you made a deal with, you were happy. It's good. You can chase your tail with him. He does everything you think he's gonna do. He flies. He breathes fire, like a dragon breathes, or whatever, he breathes astral fire. I think his gameplay pattern now, after rework, is kind of not that interesting to me, personally. I don't think he's that fun. So that's why I put him only in A tier to start. But, like, he's cool. I just thematically, everything about his theming is cool. Everything about his theming is cool. It translates into gameplay. He feels about as powerful as he looks. His abilities feel as satisfying as they should be. Another good example, I think, is Nar. I think Nar might even be S tier. He's the little cave rat who doesn't speak English. And he turns into the big Unga Bunga monster. He turns into the big Unga Bunga monster. And it's just cool. He gets angry. He goes, rah, nar. Let's hear the hacker room take. Bro, he's a fucking horse. E tier. What is there to say about Hackerim? He's just a horse. He just rides a horse. He's just an undead horse rider guy. It's not that cool. I know you think it's cool. It's not that cool. You can't just erase chaps' identities and say they suck because they don't have an identity. He was Viego's top jet. Don't care. Does that translate into his gameplay? No. What? What about him being potential husband of Callista translates into his gameplay? He goes, nee, and he fucking runs into you and he bonks you. And he fucking spins like a helicopter for some reason. Why does he spin like a helicopter? Why does he... What does that have to do... What story is being told with Hackerim in his thematics in anything? He just looks like a underworld shadow rider. He looks like the fucking... one of the... He looks like he's trying to be a Nazgul ripoff. And the Nazgul are like cool as nameless villains, and that's about it. Like, I don't know. He's just like a nameless dude to me. He's just a guy. He's just a spectral horse guy. And that's it. That's all he is. That's all he feels like. That's all he looks like. Have I read the book? Actually, you haven't read the book on Hackerim's lore, so... You put Garen in B tier and he's just some fucking cop? Yeah, because Garen is simple done right. What does Garen do? He bonks you, he spin, he smash you. But he's done right. He doesn't pretend to be... I'm not calling Hackerim's lore trash. I'm saying that nothing about Hackerim's lore can change the fact that his actual design is just like... What? It's just a spectral horse guy. I don't read any of the emotion or anything that you're trying to convey with this character. Garen is just... Again, he's a guy in an armor with a big sword that doesn't like magic. So he has no mana, and he silences people, and then he smites them. He does the spectral horse guy thing well. I agree that he does the spectral horse guy thing well. I just don't think spectral horse guy is like an archetype that deserved to be like made into a character. Cop is better? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Random fucking magic cop is better than horse guy. This is not a bad take. I feel like I'm being gaslit right now. I'm not. I'm not being. I'm genuinely serious. Okay. Can we talk about a different champion? Because I don't give a fuck about Hackerim. I think Hackerim sucks. We're moving on. Let's talk about a different champion. Okay? Skarner. He's a scorpion. His ult is pretty cool. Maybe I'll give him E for his ult. His ult is cool. But, like, he's a scorpion. He's getting a rework? Yeah, for good reason. For good reason. Many of the champions, yeah, I remember the old release date pattern. Yeah, I know. I know. The old release pattern, especially like look at this shit. Let's go back to sorry, let's go look at the why isn't it? Oh, here we go. Look at like 2010 releases because these are all like released with the game. But look at like 2010, 2011. Um the 5th of like so just look at this. So the 21st of September, Sona comes out. 2 weeks before that, Misfortune came out. 2 weeks before that, Urgot came out. 2 weeks before that, Galio came out. 2 weeks before that, Vladimir came out. 2 weeks before that, Zinzal came out. 2 weeks before that, Karma came out. 2 weeks before that, Olaf. 2 weeks before 8 days before Olaf Malzahar came out. 2 weeks before that, Akali came out. 2 weeks before that, Garen. Like just it's crazy. 15 days. Another 15 days. 14 days. 14 days. 14. Like they had a month. Or no, yeah, they had a month between them. Not even, no, they had 11 days because Lee Sin was an April Fool's champ. It's like it must have been insane time crunch. With Darius right after Hakarim, you say you're not gonna, yeah, because too many of these champions just, and I think you can really see like you can see the quality increase really quickly because GS is kind of bland, I think, but Zyra is really cool. Unfortunately, I feel like old pre-rework Zyra's gameplay pattern didn't really fit how cool she could have been. I feel like Zyra's kind of wasted potential, but she could have been cool. Same with like Diana. I feel like Diana's old kit and even her current kit is maybe a little wasted potential. If they remade Diana today, she would probably be like a good bit more interesting. But Diana is really cool. Rengar, I fucking hate playing against Rengar. He's really cool. Syndra is really cool. Kha'Zix, really cool. Elise, really cool. Zed, really. It all gets better from here, I think. And then of course once you get to recently, it's I think I just said, but I don't know if you were here, but these champions, I feel like it's been a really long time since Riot missed on a champion. I do think that Smolder looks stupid. I don't like it. I don't fucking like that champion. I think Smolder. That's what started this rant. I was thinking Smolder is the first miss I've seen from Riot in forever because I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay. You switch teams after nine. Okay, so we don't. So we can either not blame you or we can say it's your fault for not stopping them. Which one will it be? Oh, okay. I don't. Okay, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for Cassante then. You picked a good time to quit. You picked a good time to quit right before the worst fucking balancing disaster of all time. Not all time, but he's terrible. Okay. Anyway, let's look at some more chat. I don't know why I put Rel so low. Rel's fine, but she's just bland. I don't know. I put Rel appropriately placed. Like, Fiora. Fiora is like... Let's put her in B tier with Garen. Fiora's like Garen. How is Rel higher than Hacker? She's just a horse rider. Why is Orianna so high? Because Orianna's my favorite champion, so she's my ultimate bias. There you go. Does that make you feel better? What do you mean her? It's not about lore. Sorry, I have to. It's not about you're tunnel visioning on lore. What I'm trying to express is not lore necessarily. It's themes. It's thematics. It's what do they express themselves to be, and how does that expression play into like the design of the abilities, the gameplay, everything like that. Like, Orianna is a clockwork girl. Yeah, Shan is a good example. Yeah, Shan is a ninja, but he's not a fucking ninja. He's not. He's not. Exactly. Zed, and you don't need to know Zed's lore. You don't need to know the fact that Zed and Shan are like fucking these former best friends who are now ultimate rivals. I'm not talking about Zed's lore when I say like, oh yeah, like Zed is a really really cool champion. I don't need to know anything about Zed and Shan's relationship. I just know that I just know that Zed fulfills what you want when you look at him. When you look at Shan, he doesn't play how you want Shan to play. When you look at Zed, he plays exactly how you want him to play. Oriana, Clockwork Girl, these all very like very I would say probably intentionally, but all her movements are very straight line. Her ball moves in a straight line. It has very limited like curves. Like yeah, with your E, you can curve it a little bit, but her ball moves in a straight line. It comes back in a straight line. It's all very like it is very clockwork. She feels how you would she plays how you would want her to play. I feel like Ori's my favorite champion in the game personally, and I would be pissed. I would be so pissed if they. Oh yeah, Draven. Have I put Draven? Draven is easily. I might even put Draven. I think people really like Jhin, but I think Draven is better than Jhin personally. I think Draven is one of the GOATs of League of Legends. One of the greatest characters that they've ever created in League of Legends. He is so perfect. The archetype of the people that want to play Draven are so fulfilled by Draven. They are so fulfilled. The Tyler Ones of the world, the fucking Ragers, the people that want to go all in for a fucking kill to get the payout. The people that play Draven are the most the showboats. They are the most unhinged people ever, and Draven is so perfect for the biggest. Yeah, show me a Draven player. What is it? Cut a Draven player and a racist bully. I don't know, but yeah. I think Draven is awesome. I think Draven is incredible. He's just perfect. I love Draven players. I love Draven players. Kindred, I think Kindred just has really good design for like this. It's a nice take on Spirit of Death. I like that there's the people that go to their death, you know, that's the thematics or whatever, right? There's people that go to their death gently, and there's people that go to their death violently. That's why there's Lamb and Wolf. And Lamb feels very gentle. Her movements, all of her movements feel very deliberate, very soft. She's very floaty. She's very springy. She's not like, she doesn't make like these really harsh motions. And then you have Wolf, of course, and Wolf like lunges and snaps his teeth and bites, and he's aggressive, and yeah, it's cool. I think Kindred is cool. I think Wolf is a little. Set of debate about the new video. Was Tryndamere fighting actual Kindred or a representation of death? My understanding is that he was not letting himself die. But to die, like, it's like the Grim Reaper showed up for Tryndamere and said, hey, it's your time to go. And he said, no, it's not. That's what it seemed like happened. Is that not what the implication was? The Grim Reaper showed up, said, hey, dude, you're dying here. Time to go. And then Tryndamere said, no, fuck that. I'm not dying today. Yeah, not today. And he fought hard enough that Kindred said, yeah, this guy actually, I thought it was his time to die, but he's shown me, Tryndamere has shown me that he's not ready to die. And now I've decided, I thought he was ready to die, but he's not ready. He isn't. He deserves to live. So like it's not time for him to die, and so Kindred leaves. Being so angry he won't die, just refusing death. Yeah, which is fine. Like I feel like that is cool, I guess. I know Tryndamere is kind of boring or whatever, like he's kind of bland, but I think that that's just fine. It's like cool enough. Like it's okay to be like if the Grim Reaper shows up and you just have the willpower to be like no. Ash chased away Kindred. I don't think Ash chased Kindred away. I think that he proved himself to not be I think he proved himself to like not be ready to die. I feel like Tryndamere's ult ran out, two dudes were coming at him. Then Ash's arrows killed him. Um, no, I don't think. No, but his blood rage fades when he sees Ash. That it's not that his ult ran out when the guy showed up. It's that he stopped ulting when he saw Ash because she like that's his wife and she makes him feel like safe or whatever. Like he loves her. Yeah, Ash killed the guys, but like they weren't gonna. Those guys weren't gonna kill. No, they weren't gonna kill Tryndamere. It's just that when she killed them, he was like, "Oh, I'm safe now, and I love my wife, so I'm not angry anymore because like my wife is here and I love my wife." She like just calmed him down. It's like the scene in Bat chest in chat, please. So it's like the scene in the Avengers movie when Black Widow calms the Hulk down. Bat jesting. Marvel mentioned. No, not Bat W. Bat jesting. Not Bat. No, wrong Bat W. No, it's Bat chest. No, stop. You're embarrassing me, chat. Okay. Let's pick up some other ones. Okay, Renekton, angry crocodile guy. I feel like Renekton kind of delivers on his fantasy. He just has a weak fantasy. But I think Renekton kind of delivers, personally. He's just angry croc guy. You thought it was funnier? Whatever. He's just angry crocodile guy. I feel like he plays and like, I feel like he delivers. Like you're gonna play big croc. If you want to play like a angry crocodile, it's like cool. And then you're gonna if you want to play angry crocodile, you're probably pretty happy with how Renekton is. Even though he's just kind of bland, like he is simple, and that's okay. I think like Graves is a good example. The thing is, this isn't oh, he's a limbo who can't be sustained in the late game, like being an angry asshole all the time. True. Yeah, Azir is great. Like Azir is like emperor, general, leader, commander, whatever, and you just feel it. The way he talks, the way he moves, his posture, he stands perfectly upright. The way he commands his soldiers, everything. All the thematics fit in. The one thing I will say about Azir that would probably bump him down in my opinion, even though he almost hits it on every level, is I don't like the Shurima shuffle. I think I think I might have even already shit talked that shit on stream before. But firstly, the name is dog shit. The Shurima shuffle is, I don't know how this name caught on, but it's a really shit name for the Azir alt move. It really fucking sucks. Firstly, secondly, it doesn't make sense with, it's really cool and it's really powerful, but like it doesn't make sense at all for Azir to do that. Why is it that Azir, the guy that commands soldiers to charge in and do his fighting, his best move is flying into the middle of the enemy team and shoving them? That doesn't make any sense. Quick question, can you define champion design for you? Champion design is everything that goes into lore, aesthetics, lore aesthetics. Aesthetics can be the way they dress, the way they look, the way they move, the way they speak, um, the way they yeah, like all those kind of things, like things like movement, speaking, animations, posture, all that stuff. And then beyond that, we have like their actual abilities. What do their abilities do? What is their play style? What do they do? Yeah, like team role, I think is a good one, right? What do they do on the team? What do they promise to do on a team? And what do they deliver when you actually play them? What do the thematics promise you to do on the team? And how does the gameplay deliver on that? I think a good example would be, imagine Volibear. Like, so, okay, here's a good example. Let's take Volibear versus Nefiri. Okay? Volibear versus Nefiri. I know that they're not one-to-one identical, but Volibear is really big, he's really buff, he's bulky, he's meaty, he's heavy. His attacks, his slaps are weighty. They smack. Oh, sorry for hitting the mic. Sorry. But he slaps. He has a lot of weight to him. Nefiri, on the other hand, is thinner, smaller framed, sharper, more angular, more sharp spikes, big. They both have claws, but Nefiri feels sharper and more lethal. So when you think, how should these two characters play without ever knowing what they actually do in game? You don't know what they're gonna do. You just see these two characters side by side. They're both like, animal creatures or whatever. You can probably realistically expect, if I pick Volibear, I'm going to be doing some lightning. I'm going to be doing some lightning shit. I'm going to be tanky. I'm going to be heavy. I can slam people. And Nefiri, you're like, okay, I'm going to bite people. I'm going to do a lot of damage, and I'm probably not going to be that tanky. I might be pretty mobile because I'm a dog. I might be, but maybe not that mobile, because she doesn't scream mobility either. But she does scream like she's a dog. Dogs aren't immobile, so she needs mobility for sure. Volibear, does this guy look like he has mobility? No, he doesn't. He's a big ass fucking hulking beast of a bear guy. He probably shouldn't have a lot of mobility. Let's look at Lulu. She's a little whimsical sorceress. Lulu might even be higher, but yeah, she's like a whimsical sorceress who lives in funny fairyland, and is literally colored purple and has a magic fairy friend. What does she do? She should probably be. Well, she has an ability, I think, called Whimsy, literally. But she should probably be playing into that, like, wild magic theme. Probably nature magic. Probably some, classic wild magic shit, like polymorph, which she has as an ability. Just makes sense. She probably can CC you. She doesn't look like she does a lot of damage. Though she might have the potential to do damage. She is a mage after all. She looks like she has a staff. So it wouldn't surprise me if she could do damage. It wouldn't surprise me if she could CC people. Really, it looks like she could be doing a lot of things. But one thing's for sure, Lulu is going to die when I hit her. And she's not going to be able to have mobility. She's a little whimsy little girl. Like, if I get on her, I should be able to blow her up. She's probably going to be squishy, and she's probably not going to be mobile. This is all like just everything you can just read from the you can just read this from the character. And if you read a character from the thematics, and it turns out to be super off on how they actually play, now we have a problem. I think the Shen example is really good, right? If I can even find him down here. Like Shan. Oh, he's a ninja. Okay, so he's probably going to be stealthy. He's probably going to have mobility because he's a ninja. He's probably going to do a lot of damage because he's a ninja with swords. And what does he do? He hits you with a wet noodle. He taunts you, which is not what a ninja should do. Why the fuck is a ninja taunting you? And he protects people with a big shield. What? What? Huh? Huh? What? Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Makes no sense. So yeah. New Volibear is better. I'm only hating on Volibear because I really hate the initial design. I feel like old Volibear is one of it. Volibear's better than I'm giving him credit, but I fucking hate just the concept. I feel like the concept of like the it sucks, dude. I wish they never created this champion. I feel like they just had to like work with what they had. Hello, Nano. I feel like the developers when they reworked him just had to work with whatever like horrible base design existed, unfortunately. A lot of the older champions will just end up down here, just due to being bad. What about the concept don't you like? I just don't like the Lightning Demigod in bear form. I think that's the coolest they could have made it, but I think that the like concept of like, haha, he's an armored bear is just really fucking lame. Like, wow, he's a bear. Haha, he's a bear with like thunder power and cool. It's just, I don't know. It's just really lame. Like, I just think it's really lame. I think Orin does it better in basically every way than Volibear does. I really feel like Volibear is just basically like or once they made Ornn, they just made Volibear into like a counterpart to Ornn. But I think that's mostly a testament to Ornn being the cooler character. And Volibear is just kind of like they have different concerns. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just feel like we probably didn't need like two versions of like the same champion, but I know that they play differently, obviously, but yeah. He's just gonna sit in his 4s and 4 shit, which is Ornn's pretty cool. Ornn's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I like Ornn. Belveth is also pretty cool, I think. Although maybe not that cool, but she's pretty cool. Belveth's a winner for sure. They did good. Blitzcrank is cool. Blitzcrank is one of those old champions that really stood the test of time. He is so clunky. You can tell he's old as fuck. You can tell he's fucking ancient history. And yet for some reason, turns out Blitzcrank grab is great. Wait. Who's a cute girl in a mecha suit? Wait, Blitzcrank is a girl in a mecha suit? You're trolling me right now. I'm being trolled. There's no way. Oh, according to okay. If they rework Blitzcrank, I would love for them to take that angle. But it would be like would it just be infringing on Rumble's place in the lore? Oh, also Rumble is where's Rumble? Rumble is really good. I think Rumble is a really excellent champion. His heat system is so fucking well done. It really makes you feel like he's like this like scrap mech. It's not fully functioning. It doesn't work exactly properly because it overheats all the fucking time. But in terms of gameplay, overheating doesn't always have to feel like you're being punished. Overheating kind of feels like a tool in your toolbox. So it manages to turn like a thematic piece. I should put my lo-fi back on, but it manages to turn like a thematic piece of the gameplay, which is he overheats because his mech is kind of like all like fucking scrap, like made of scrap, and it's not perfect, and it's jittery, and it like pops up in smoke, and stuff, and it's just like, pff, whatever, right? Like he looks like it's kind of falling apart. He plays like it's falling apart, but it's just great, and his abilities are really good. I really like Rumble personally. I think that his did I place Kane in F tier? No, I didn't. I like Kane a lot. I think Kane does a really good job on both his characters. I do think Shadow Assassin is kind of lame. Have I heard of the Riven Zack romantic interest? Yes. In fact, I've seen far too much porn. Far too much porn of it. You worked on Zack, and guess what? It's not a big community thing. What do you mean, sorry? Like, it's people don't like it, or? It's one guy with too much money just making the commissions. No shot. There's no way. That makes sense, because I've seen it. Like, I know it exists, but I look at it, I'm like, who is this for? Who is this actually for? No one... Why are people shipping fucking... I don't see it. Just... this guy one-guyed Riven Zack into being a thing. I don't like it. I just don't see it. I don't see Riven... And this is a testament, I think. I just don't see Riven as a sexualized character, personally. She's like really, really not. She's like ultra not sexualized. I think it's the worst part about her Battle Bunny skin. Like they put her in a stripper suit. Yeah, yeah, exactly. She got too much stuff going on. She got too much other stuff going on. It didn't need to happen. Like Janna is a stripper. Straight up. She's just a stripper character. But like, yeah. I don't know. Riven is great. I like Riven a lot, and I think Riven has a really satisfying like mastery curve. The people that play Riven love Riven. I also think Zyra's really good. People that play Zyra love Zyra. Viego is really good. There's a lot of good the thing with League of Legends is it wouldn't be so popular if there were like only bad characters. Ufexon has so many features for Zack, like 23 things. He's the heaviest champ until Silas. Zack is okay. I don't know where I put him. I think Zack is fine. I think he's like, he's okay. He's just a green blob, which is unfortunate because there's not a lot you can do with him when he's a big green blob. So, but I mean, he's all stringy and elastic and stuff, which is kind of what you're hoping from him. But yeah, he's just... That ult rework, it was... If he still had his reworked ult, I would put him fucking F tier for sure. But at least they brought his old ult back. Thresh is okay. I think Thresh is overrated, personally. I think Thresh is... I just think his game... no. I think he's overrated, but I think he's good. Without Zack, mouse selection would still be broken. We wouldn't have multi-dimensional... Interesting. So he ended up just... A lot of the stuff that was worked on for Zack was basically, like, used later in other champion designs. So it was like, he's more of like a foundational champion, I guess. All the features are reused. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, thinking about it. Oh, Tom Kench is really good. I feel like Tom Kench is really, really good design. His thematics are great. He really does feel like that, like, swindling, like, trickster demon. It's really good. It's really, really good. I think Tom Kench is a character that super delivers on his thematics as well. He's big, he's beefy. We're not going to talk about Kog'Maw and Z. He's a puppy. What do you want from him? He's a little doggy. He a little doggy. What more do you need to hear? Varus is trash. Varus is... Where did I put Varus? I might have accidentally dropped him somewhere. Varus is awful. One of the worst champions. One of the worst champions ever created. In my opinion. Terrible. He's so terrible. He's so boring. He's so boring. He's just really fucking boring. Yeah, okay. Another bad take. You just like him because he's shirtless and hot. That's literally it. You just like him because he has abs. Oh, Varus abs. Ooh. Ooh, Varus abs. Ooh. Okay, we all know. We all know how you feel. Vladimir is also pretty terrible. He was the landmark. I know, but that's all he is. He's like the Janna of He's like the Janna of ADCs. He's just a stripper. Like you literally might as well just be like, he's just pure fan service. I feel like I just don't, and I don't mind playing Varus. Obviously, I would play Varus a million times before I play a single Garen game. But that doesn't mean that I think that doesn't mean that I think he's like what is his theme? He's like demon archer. So he snipes people with a bow and like that's it. Like it's just I don't know. Maybe he's not like F tier, but like. And Vladimir, I don't like Vladimir at all, honestly. I don't know why. I think Vladimir has a lot of cool depth to him, and a lot of people like Vladimir, but there's just something about that character. It might just be that his model is so outdated. It might just be that his character is too old and he needs a rework. But just pressing Q on people and stuff, it's just... I don't know. I don't know if it's just because he's old. It's just that he doesn't... I don't know. I feel like I'm doing him dirty because people like Vladimir. But I just don't... There's something missing about that character, and I think it's just mostly just age that fucks him. To me. I don't know why I put Aphelios so low. I didn't think about it. I just threw him in here. I don't know why. I don't even know anything about Aphelios, so we'll just... Let's hear about the Wind Brothers. Okay. I think that in terms of thematics, shit, let me think. I think that not including gameplay, I think Yone looks like he'll be the cooler character than Yasuo. I feel like Yone looks like he would be the cooler character, but for some reason, I just feel like there's something not cool about Yone. I don't know what it is, and meanwhile Yasuo just does everything right. Truly. He does absolutely everything right. He is so tightly designed. His kit is so tightly designed. It's just amazing. His Q is so satisfying. His E is so satisfying. Wind Wall is an incredibly powerful ability, and you feel like it's powerful. You love casting Wind Wall. One of the first things you realize when you start playing Yasuo, you're like, I don't know how to use Wind Wall. I don't know how to use Wind Wall. And you might just not use it enough. You might, but then after a while, you realize like, holy shit, Wind Wall can be used like all the fucking time because it's just so good. And you might start overusing it, and then you realize, okay, there's like really good times to use it and really bad times because it's so powerful. There's so much depth to Yasuo. He's just, he really is one of, I think, the best characters. And for me personally, there's just something about Yone. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is, but he just misses for me. I don't know what it is at all. I don't play the champion, so I couldn't tell you. But he just feels wrong. His movements feel weird. he feels really stiff with his like swipes. He feels like his arms, you know, like where is it? Like he walks around and his arms are like this and he like swipes like this. And it feels all wrong. His like, I don't know. The 3-stack Q thing feels like they did it as a reference to... It feels like it's like a reference to Yasuo, but Yasuo's just feels so much better. Because Yasuo's is like... Yasuo's like a wind swordsman. But I don't really know what Yone's thing is. Is Yone a wind swordsman as well? I think so, but he doesn't really feel like it. I don't know. I just feel like there's like too many conflicting directions in Yone. He's like part undead guy, part spirit guy, part wind swordsman. He's just Yasuo's brother. Anyone with a close sibling that's popular knows what you're talking about. Yeah, he's just Yasuo's brother. He needs another demon ability, you think, to solidify his identity? Yeah, I just don't know what it is. I just don't think he lands for me. I think people like him, but like he probably is fun to play, but I just... Do we have 4 Darkins or 5? Do we make 5 yet? Varus, Aatrox, Nefiri, I think, is a Darkin. So maybe Nefiri was the 5th one. Varus, Aatrox, Nefiri,
nice.
Can.
Very nice bulge.
Is there any other one? Aatrox. Wait, no. Varus, Aatrox, and Fury Keen. What did I say? I said Aatrox twice. I don't know. Yeah, Nefiri is a Darkin. Yeah. You guess one more coming? Yeah, probably. Darkin are cool. I think thematically they're cool, but a lot of them are misses. Like Nefiri, I just don't know who wants to play as a dog when you can play Kog'Maw. I just don't know who, like... I don't know who to pack... You want to play as Pack of Dogs? I don't know. I personally... I don't know who thinks Pack of Dogs is, like, a cool champion thematic. Same with, like, Spyro the Dragon. I don't know whose idea is Spyro the... Who wants to play Spyro the Dragon? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Who else is there? Okay. Rek'Sai is goated. Rek'Sai is super good. She's so good. She's so monstrous. And I think you just feel it. I skipped over so many of these more interesting because I threw so many of them in quickly and I skipped over a bunch. So I feel like Rek'Sai is really good. She was fun, by the way. Cog is a caterpillar. He's a dog. Sorry. Leona versus Diana. Maybe hot take. I really do not like Leona. I don't like Leona. Personally. I just don't like her. I think that, yeah, she has her theming of being like the Sun Warrior type thing, but like, I think she's trash. I do. I don't know what it is. I think she just is not fun. She's not fun to play. She just isn't fun. I don't know what else to say. Whereas Diana is like, where was Leona on January 6th? True. I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. I just don't like her. I don't like her at all. I really don't. She bores me to tears. She's not fun. She's just lame. She just is lame. I don't know. I think maybe at the time that Leona was released, it was a big deal. Because Riot had, up until that point, basically only released, like, stripper women. And she was, like, one of the first, like, really not sexual characters at all. So at the time, she probably was a little bit groundbreaking. But that doesn't make her good. by today's standards. She's just kind of like... Poppy Arisha? Well, like... That's just like, That's just like your opinion, man. That's just like your opinion. No, because the only champions in League of Legends were either strippers or children or Yordles. Like, the only girls. Strippers, children, and Yordles. Magwings? I don't know what the fuck... Oh, were Magwings what they called girl Yordles? Or whatever at the start? Because, like, Tristana and Poppy weren't, like, considered Yordles. Is there a reason other than, like, sex? I hate to say, sorry, I really hate to say these words out loud. Is there a reason other than sex appeal that Tristana and Poppy look the way they do? Like, yeah, like the no fur thing. Did they literally do it just to make... Did they just want to make Tristana sexy? Was the whole goal to try make Tristana sexy? I don't really understand. Like, she does not look sexy. But I just don't get why were they afraid of making girls be monsters? Because, like, when you look at the boy Yordles, it's like Teemo. Like, he's a fucking rat monster. He's a little fucking, like, he looks like, he's like Rek'Sai rat monster. Over here. Or we have Rumble. Lol. Another little rat monster. You fought for Rek'Sai to be a girl? Really good call. Same with Kha'Zix. Can I real talk? Why? You're so fucking right for this. You're so base for this. Why, if Kha'Zix is an alien reference, why the fuck is Kha'Zix not a fucking girl? I don't understand. I don't understand. It makes no fucking sense. The people in charge were the wrong people. Fucking preach. Holy shit. Seriously, you are so spitting. How can you base a character off of, how can you, aliens? The xenomorphs? The whole xenomorph thing is it's a matriarchy. It's a whole matriarchy. They lay their eggs inside of, like, they all, like, lay eggs inside of, like, other people to, like, keep their, you know, to reproduce or whatever. You know, no, he's not a queen, but he doesn't need to be a. I think Kha'Zix should have. I agree. Kha'Zix should have been a woman, or a girl monster, whatever. Female monster. Twitch is awesome. Here's another champion I really love. I feel like I should reset this a little bit and just talk, because I have so many champions here that I just threw in purely based on vibes. Why is Caitlyn A tier? I don't know. I just like the first 50% of this list was just pure, like, vibe check. Rek'Sai was, the gender doesn't matter, it's a monster, so I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter, so make it a female. Don't default to male. You weren't the only one fighting that fight. I feel like it's a pretty established, oh my god, it's like an established cool lore thing to have, like, like, look at a fucking spider. Do you see the girl spider? I'm opening pant, hold on. It's pant time. Holy shit, pant stream. Okay? The girl spider is like... The girl spider is like this. And then the boy spider, the guy spider, is like... Like, this is like, I don't understand. This is like, everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. The female mantises cut the heads off the boy mantises and eat their fucking bodies. Or whatever, like, they eat them to feed the babies. They use the female mantises literally, like, eat the boys. And so that they can make sure that they're well fed for their babies. Like, it just, the girl insects, girl bugs are just bigger, meaner, stronger, everything. Rek'Sai as a boy monster just kind of wouldn't, I don't know. But I honestly feel like Kha'Zix is even more of a missed opportunity, but I don't know if it's, I don't know. Girl boss bugs, yeah. I don't know. Rek'Sai is a girl. Should always be a girl. I feel like it's just wrong. It's not wrong. Like, you can say gender doesn't matter. You don't need to. Are there any female champions that would be better as male? Let me think. If I can think of ones immediately. Haha, Talia. If you know, you know. Can I get a ×2 in chat, please? Can I get a ×2? Talia should be designed exactly identically, but she should have been male instead of female. But otherwise, she should have been exactly identical. No pronoun changed. You don't know, so you don't know? I think initially one of the designers on Talia wanted Talia to be transgender. So I'm making a joke that Talia should have been male, but just still have been Talia, because then she would be transgender. Fist bump. ×2 in chat, please. I don't really know. Not a lot of champions come to mind, because a lot of the girl champions play. The thing is, a lot of girl characters it's just kind of the reality of the world, but like, girl characters have to justify themselves, whereas guy characters don't need to justify anything. They don't really need to be justified. They can just be a guy. But like, you kind of have to justify why is Shyvana a girl? Why is she a girl? You have to give us a compelling reason why she's a girl. You have to give me a compelling reason why, like, thematically, why Elise is a girl or whatever. Like, yeah, or maybe Evelyn is a good example. Evelyn justifies herself in being a woman because she's like the widow trope. Yeah, exactly. Evelyn justifies herself in being a woman because she's like a femme fatale succubus. Succubus fantasy. Ari justifies herself in being a girl because she's I'm on the wrong point on Eve. Eve isn't justified being. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. What I meant to say is that, like, justified being sexy. Yeah, I guess what I meant to say though was, like, if a character has no real reason to be a woman, it's kind of hard to, like, give them a reason. And I feel like a lot of the old characters are just made. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Eve is one of the few sexy characters that has a reason to be sexy, whereas, like, Sivir was one of, like, Sivir. Oh, I think she's like a Wonder Woman reference or something. Or some, like, not a Wonder Woman. What is it? Like a oh god, what's her name? I don't know the name. There's like another character. Xena. Yeah, she's like a Xena reference. But like, yeah, it's just bad. She just sucks. I don't know. Old Sivir, even new Sivir is like, how does she bend like this? What is going on here? I don't like Sivir. I think Sivir is pretty. I mean, it makes sense. Like, she's in the desert. Like, she doesn't need to dress. She's in the fucking desert. She doesn't need to, like, be wearing um, bundles the clothes. Like, it's whatever, but she's just kind of boring. I don't know. Oh yeah, I actually think I was being silly here, but I actually think this splash art is pretty sick. I think this is cool. I mean, she looks like she looks like she is about to fucking murder you with this boomerang. When she launches this boomerang, it's gonna hurt. So I think it's pretty okay. Although it's obviously a pretty sexualized pose or whatever, but yeah. Sivir is just a sexualized character with no real reason to be sexualized, but she just kind of is. She's like everything Riven isn't, I guess. I guess I could say it like that. Like, Riven is like in no way sexualized, and Sivir is like for no reason sexualized or whatever, but yeah. I think Sivir's pretty fun to play though. Like, so one thing that Sivir does, which a lot of champions don't do, is actually kind of be fun. And for that reason, like, she's not the worst, but she's definitely like Varus tier. She's for the same reasons. Sivir and Varus are like basically the same thing now that I think about it. Like, all she does is kind of like be someone was saying that Callista shows part of her chest, like a reminder, hey, have boobs. Her armor's a tank top because she needs shoulder mobility. If someone thinks Callista is sexualized, they are. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, Callista is sick. I think Callista is awesome. And maybe a shocker, but like, women have boobs. Like, for people that didn't know this, women do in fact have boobs. Like, they do exist. I think a lot of people get like people get it twisted because it also sucks for women to feel like people want to just put women, like, people think that correct woman character design is strip any essence of sexuality from them completely. And that's not automatic good character design, in the same way that like making a character sexy isn't good character design. Just going in with the antithesis and saying, okay, let's just make this character not sexy at all. That doesn't make your character design good at all. A lot of women, yeah, exactly, some sexy, some not sexy. A lot of women, a lot of people in general, derive power from sexiness. It's a fact of the world. It really is. If you told women that they weren't allowed to be sexy anymore, women would be pissed at you. They'd be so angry at you. I think the thing that people don't like is generally like lack of equal representation on it, but League of Legends does a good job. I mean, like, new Taric just shows his chest meat, just front and center. Just look at him. He's got the man cleavage going immediately. Now, I look at this skin. Look at this one. I love what they did with this skin. Look how deep the V on his shirt goes. Like, this is just fan service, and it's great. It's good. It's fine to have some fan service. I feel like Taric is just kind of like this is like it's like a stripper skin. He is a stripper here, but in a way, I feel like Taric is like earned being a stripper. I don't know how else to describe it. Everyone used to like fucking call Taric fucking gay. Everyone, when Taric was released, they're like, oh, this is like a fucking gay. Like, people hated Taric when they were like, you know, like back in the day, back like old Taric, right? Like, oh, this is like when I say people would call him, like, say Taric is gay, I don't mean like they're using it to describe him literally. I mean, they're using it derogatory or whatever. Why is Braum shirtless? I think this is an archetype of character. Like, the guy is so buff that he... This is an archetype of character. I don't know how to describe it. Like... This is how Kratos dresses. For the entirety of his journey through the fucking Arctic. Right? Like, the grizzled man or whatever. Yeah, Armstrong or whatever. Yeah, like that's the word, the strong man. The strong man or whatever that like stays warm with the fucking heat of their big ass fucking muscles. He has a warm heart. He's a circus strongman. Yeah, exactly. He is a circus strongman. I think that's the thing. That's the door. I know. It's cool. I love his lore. I think Braum is great. I think Braum is really cool. I don't know where I put him on the list. I think I put him pretty high. I think I put him A tier. I think Braum is really cool. And Braum just plays how you want him to play. He's deceptively nimble with his W. He has like a good, like, he dashes in true circus fashion. He can dash, he can jump around, he can kind of hop a little bit. His big blocking, stand behind Braum is really cool. When it's just great. It's way more fun than Windwall because, I mean, debatably, he can move it. So maybe it's not as fun as Windwall, but it's just like, I think Braum is awesome. I think he's one of the better supports too. He's really, I would play against 1,000. I would want to play against 1,000 Braums, or like, I'd rather Braum be in 1,000 games before I see like fucking more Nautilus support, honestly. I know people like Nautilus, but fuck, I hate Nautilus, dude. I have him high because I think Nautilus jungle is really cool, but Nautilus, just now that he's just Nautilus support, it fucking sucks. I hate Nautilus support so much. He was like a turning point in support design for active support. He's really cool. I think he's great. Here's the character I really don't like that I think people like a lot. I feel like maybe the tier is a bad, because I don't have a good way to put this tier list, but I really, really do not like Silas whatsoever. I don't get his thematics. I don't get the chain stuff. I don't get it. I don't get why he spins around like he's freaking the fuck out, like he's tweaking. I don't get why he fucking just actually like spazzes out on you whenever he attacks after he casts an ability. I don't understand why he does all his shit in a big circle around him. I just don't understand. I don't know why he steals ults. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't like him. I don't like him at all. He's the freedom of mages in Demacia. But you work so hard on him. I don't know if it's personal bias. I don't know who the players... I don't know who he was made for, but I know it's not me, I guess. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know what it is. If I wanted to play like an assassin, I'd just so much rather like Akali or Zad. Even for skill players with good taste, I just think like, I don't know. He's just a set of strong abilities. That's kind of what he feels like to me. I don't know what he's conveying to me. Like, he has chains, he broke out of prison. He's a thief because he steals ults. I don't know. I don't know. Lux is in love with him. Well, I thought Lux... Wait, doesn't Lux love Ezreal? Wait, I thought that... Or wait, no. Is Ezreal Shyvana... Or, is Ezreal Shyvana's boyfriend or what? Lux broke him out of prison. She was tricked by love. He stole her ult, then broke out. Rip. Shyvana and Garen are together canonically? No. I thought it was Shyvana and Ezreal. Who does Ezreal... Wait, is Ezreal single? Is that what we're establishing right here? Ezreal loves himself? I love him. Well, I love him more, so... No, please. I can't believe it. I can't believe Ezreal is single. This is crazy. Yeah, J4 and Shyvana. That you're right. You're right. Why do you think I'm not progressing? Because I'm just talking. That it's an interesting topic, and the tier list is just an example of a reason to talk. It's like there's no real meaning to the... Spoiler alert for most of the tier list stuff. There's no real meaning to any of it. It's just an excuse to talk. J4. Fuck J4. Here's the one thing I want to say about J4, and the reason I have him so high on my list here when I was vibe checking the champions. J4 has every reason to be a boring ass character, but J4 is just really fucking fun and has a really, really good gameplay loop. Just a really excellent gameplay loop. And I don't think anyone can deny it. His EQ is one of the simplest and yet most satisfying combos in the game. The EQ flash is really cool. The ult is really cool. You gotta go eat, have fun. Everything about J4 is just cool. I feel like J4 really does just nail it on like gameplay. Everything else is kind of lame, like from my father, like you, bro, grow up. But I just feel like he nails it gameplay wise. It's the same with I feel like it's the same with Jace. Jace is one of those champions. Pretty boring as a character. He's just like, huh. I'm a cool Chad-like guy with a really nice jawline. But Jace just plays really nicely. And that's why I have him so high up. He just is really satisfying playstyle. Again, his QE or EQ combo, whatever order you do, is really, really satisfying. He murked a kid in Arcane. I think that Arcane Jace is okay. Not my favorite character in that show. Every character in that show is pretty good, but I don't think Arcane Jace is my favorite. But like he's not making it in my top 5 of that show, for sure. I think Arcane characters for me are like Soko number 1, Jinx number 2. Arcane Jace is canon Jace now. Interesting. I really liked Soko for sure, and I really liked Jinx, and I really liked Victor, and I really liked, perhaps shockingly, I really liked Mel's mom. I thought she was so cool. I thought Mel's mom was so cool. The big fucking buff girl from Noxus. That shit was dope. I thought that was awesome. She's really cool. Who else did I like most characters in Arcane. I like Heimerdinger getting a little arc too. I like Heimerdinger. I hate Heimerdinger in game, but I like him in Arcane. Yeah. Let me think. Who else? Arcane is the highest tier canon. Everything in that show is well now with Legend of Runeterra in the next tier, and then finally League of Legends. Finally. If a champ is in all 3, it's confusing as fuck, but at least organizing it, yeah. I mean, it's tough because, like... I mean, have you seen how many times they fucking retcon comic books or whatever. They retcon that shit. It's impossible to not retcon shit. So, not impossible to not retcon shit, but like, it's really hard, especially because they keep adding new characters. So like, how do you add a new character into a really, like a pre-existing lore without advancing the timeline or something? Like, let's say tomorrow we make a brand new character and we want that character to have like interactions with like, I don't know. Let's say we make another ninja tomorrow. How can we have another ninja character that doesn't have like some kind of history with like Zed, Shan, Akali, Kanon, all these characters that already exist? Well, like, obviously if we want to make another ninja, they kind of need to like fit into the already established lore of 4 different characters. And when we establish their lore, we're probably going to have to change the lore of it, not change the lore, but add new lore to all of these other 4 characters. It just becomes a mess. Lore is hard. Lore is hard when you have to keep updating it. It's easy enough to write, not easy enough, but it's relatively easy enough to write a story that is consistent in terms of like plotline, timeline, if you're just writing one thing for one set of time. But iterating on it repeatedly, the cracks will show, the mistakes will, especially when it's multiple writers, you'll make fuck ups. It's inevitable. So I don't envy the writers for having to retcon stuff. But yeah. Any of the Forge games? No, I don't even know what they are. Sorry. Let me think who else there is. Nidalee is another one of those characters that, for all intents and purposes, should really be down here. But her gameplay is so satisfying that she's just really fun. Like, she's just a fun champion. She's like the opposite of Yone. Yeah, the game, there's a lot of... I feel like if I actually took this list seriously, I'd have to rename these tiers to be like, not necessarily in order, but like gameplay W, but like thematic L, right? Like it could, you know, like I could add a bunch of, here, let me just add like a bunch of tiers. So like, you know, we could have like nails, like perfect, gameplay, carries, good theme, bad execution, right? Like we could do like tiers like this, right? Like Y, and like we could do like yeah, bad theme, good execution. Right? This would be like the... I feel like this would be like the... You know... Maybe the better way to do this list. But, yeah. Anyway. Doesn't matter too much. I'm having fun talking about it, so it doesn't... But yeah, like, so, like, in terms of... Sorry for hitting. Like, this tier, like, you know... gameplay carries would be shit like Nidalee, who just plays fun. Renekton just plays well. I think I got a lot of shit for the Garen one, but to me, Garen plays fun. Garen players love to play Garen, and you cannot deny that. I don't think you can deny it. Garen players love playing that champion. They don't want to do high intensity gameplay. They don't want to do... It is hard to do when ranking everything. I agree. But like for me, there's just some champions that just like aren't really fun, and I don't really like... The reason I have like Cassiopeia all the way down here is because I just don't think Cassiopeia is really that fun. Her gameplay loop is poison E, like E, 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 and it's just kind of boring. You don't mind Garen and B, just in your head, Xin is like the same champion? He's not, though, because Xin is, like, infinitely squishier, infinitely more one-dimensional. It might shock you, but Xin is way more one-dimensional because he can only go in, he can't go out. So he can go in, blow someone up with point and click, and then die. It's just... he just sucks. He just goes in, probably assassinates someone, and then he's like a really weird shit assassin. Whereas Garen, yeah, Garen's fun is in the stupidity of it. Garen's fun is in the, I run up, I smash you with my big sword, I kill you, and then I just run away. And Gold's in 1v5s, yeah, but he's just, like, there's so nothing to Xin. There's nothing to him. You know he's gonna walk up, press E on you, and auto-attack you. Cool. Like, awesome. Nothing about that is cool. Now, you know with Garen, this guy's gonna walk up, Q me, spin on me, and ult me. But the gameplay pattern of Garen is making sure that he can't, like, do any of that. Garen is just, I don't know. Garen is just way more... I wish I had the words to describe why Garen passes the vibe check and Xin feels it so hard, but he just does. Like another good example, I'm trying to think of another good example of a character that you'd think should be really low, but they just passed the vibe check, is I think Olaf is a good example. Like, Olaf is not as good. I would put Olaf like C tier, but like Olaf is like, to me, he's kind of like Nasus. Like, he's pretty straightforward. He has like his one move of like throw axe, catch axe, run at you. But it's just like, there's something satisfying about it. And it also like feels because I don't play Olaf, but on the receiving end, it doesn't feel as shit as like Xin does either. I feel like Set is Garen, the Garen archetype taken to the like extreme, basically. Set is like probably what people think when they think of like Garen but designed well, but in reality, I don't really like Set that much. I actually like him a lot thematically. I think he like nails a lot of the themes. I like the kind of the Street Fighter Mama's Boy. I like the little thing they had for him. Not Street Fighter, the like the Underground Fighter Mama's Boy is really cool and stuff. But for something about his gameplay just feels, I don't know. Maybe I'll put him A. He's probably better. He's definitely a tier above these characters. I don't really like how much of his power is in his W, I think, his big punch. I'm not a huge fan of how much power is in that, personally. I also think Set is pretty unfun to play against, honestly. In a way that maybe surprisingly Garen isn't. I don't know how to describe it. Garen, like, sucks to play against, but, like, I don't feel like oppressed. What am I ranking my enjoyment? Like, the vibes. Just how good of a champion I think they are in terms of, like, everything. Like, are they designed well? Do their abilities do what you think their abilities should do? How do they have, like, an interesting play pattern, interesting counterplay? All stuff like that, I guess. I don't think I have much else to say, because I've talked a lot about... I'm trying to think. I don't know if I want to go through every other champion with the same level of in-depthness, but Kindred's your favorite designing? I like Kindred a lot. I think Kindred's very well designed. Trying to think of outliers here. Oh, Echo is a good one. Echo is a really good champion. Maybe not that crazy. Echo is a really, really good champion. I think I think his playstyle is really fun. He's really... Oh, Swain. Oh, I think he's... Sorry, let me go to Swain, actually. I think you brought up Swain a while earlier, and I didn't mention him. I think people like Swain. My issue with Swain is the... My issue with Swain is that he's just really boring. Like, I just feel like he's really boring. I don't know. I think he fits everything thematically, but he's one of those cases where, like, he's like the opposite of, like, Jarvan. Where he does everything right about being the leader of Noxus that Jarvan does wrong about being the leader of Demacia. But, like, if you had to ask me, like, which champion is, like, more fun, like, Jarvan clears by, like, 20 miles. I don't know what it is. Just his gameplay just feels kind of stiff. His bird form is cool. He's tanky and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know I really wish I knew what the meter was to describe, like, fun gameplay. But I just know that Jarvan has it and Swain doesn't have it. But Swain has everything else. He does everything else well, I think. Enough that I wouldn't disrespect him and put him lower. Trying to think. Are there any outliers? Oh, Nocturne. Nocturne is horrible. He needs a rework. He's just old. Nocturne to me is like Vladimir. No, Nocturne is way worse. Nocturne is terrible. He's F tier. Nocturne is so bad, dude. He's so bad. Oh, where's Fiddlesticks? Did I rank Fiddlesticks? Please tell me I must have already done him. Yeah. Fiddlesticks is everything that Nocturne wishes he was. Fiddlesticks is the guy that she told you not to worry about. He's a ghost, what else do you want? You know what? Preach. ×2. LeBlanc? She's okay. She's not bad. I think that she has a really unfun to play against dynamic. And I think that means that the developers haven't been allowed to... My theory is LeBlanc is so unfun to play against that the developers are not allowed to push her abilities and her archetypes as far as they need to be. The thing is, like, when LeBlanc is good, she W's in and instantly kills you and then W's out. And that's like what LeBlanc, when she's good, she does that. And because she does that, they've had to find ways to make her not... Like, they have to find ways to make her not do that. But they also don't want to get rid of her identity as a burst mage. But then they can't give her mobility and trickery because having, like, mobility and trickery and being able to just kill you instantly from that far away is way too much. And I just feel like there's too many constraints on LeBlanc's kit. Like, I don't like the playstyle of, like, Q, E, wait for every... It just all feels wrong. And I think that it feels wrong not because they don't know how to make LeBlanc a fun character, but if they made LeBlanc fun to play, no one would ever play any other character because she'd be too broken. So that's what she's not triggered. I agree with you. What I'm saying is that they don't get to play up her trickery because she's too powerful as a burst mage. They don't get to play up her like other kind of class fantasy or whatever because she's infinitely being restrained by the fact that a core part of her gameplay loop is she jumps in on you from high range and instantly kills you and then jumps back to complete safety. That's like this is one thing that I guess I haven't talked about this at all, really, where I haven't talked about this almost at all, I feel like, when I've been talking about the champion design. But champion balance is intricately connected to champion design. It's especially for a lot of the older champions, because they already have an established playstyle, and it would really upset the pre-existing player base for these characters if you change their playstyle, even if it would make the character significantly better. LeBlanc would probably be a significantly better character if they were able to do like big reworks to her like playstyle and stuff. But the reality is, LeBlanc players want to one-shot. They want to one-shot, and if you make it so that LeBlanc cannot one-shot, every person that plays that champion will hate you forever, and they will quit the fucking game instantly, or they will move on, they'll just quit, they'll dump that character and they'll never play her again. So, LeBlanc is not allowed to lose. She's not allowed to lose her W mobility. She's not allowed to lose her insta-kill potential with if she lands Q, E, and R, or Q, R, E, whatever. She has to be able to one-shot you if she lands those abilities. And she has to have her mobility. And that's already, those two things eat up so much of her power budget that she can't have any trickery in her kit. She can't have any... She gets a little bit of stealth on her passive, but she can't have more than that. She can't do anything more interesting than that. She can't be anything more than W, Q, R, E, W back to safety bot, and that's just not that cool. I think it's fun. People like playing her. It's fun to be a burst mage, but it is what it is. She's just restrained. It's a common problem with old champions when you're trying to rework them. Wukong, like, maybe let me think of a good example, actually. Maybe there's another champion. Nocturne. Nocturne has a global ult, semi-global ult, that lets him instantly dash onto any person on the fucking map. He has a point-and-click fear that has like a little bit of a delay, and then everything else in his kit is just a steroid, because his entire power budget has been eaten by the fact that he can click onto you from anywhere on the map and instantly arrive on you. Briar is just like Nocturne, but like more appropriately given champion depth, I guess. She can do the same thing. She can fly onto you from anywhere on the map, but it's a skill shot this time, and she loses control of her character. So there's like counterplay and stuff, but Nocturne just... He has one button. Dude, he literally has one button. What I think about Lissandra? Really nice. Really good champion. I wish she was more popular, because I really like her. I wish she was a little bit more popular. Everything she does feels very deliberate. She has these nice long, like, her wind-ups feel very satisfying. Her E has this like slowness to it, this like creeping coldness to it. It's really cool. She's really good. She has a really powerful ult. A point-and-click stun is really powerful, and that does eat up a ton of her power budget as well. I would honestly be okay with Lissandra losing the point-and-click stun ult in order to give her a little bit more in the rest of her kit, because I think the like E in and then turn into a crystal statue in the middle of the enemy team is like pretty cool. I think that's very cool, but being able to flash R someone is really not that cool. Like, it's really cool that Lissandra can E into the middle of an enemy team and then essentially Zhonya's herself and blow up the enemy team with a huge nuke. But the fact that, like, if she sees your ADC mid a little bit overextended at 25 minutes, she can E, flash, and then R instantly stun them. And now you go get Baron. And that's just, like, yeah, like, that's powerful and stuff, but, you know. Oh, and her passive with, like, the frozen clone thing is shit. They reworked her passive because her old passive did nothing. But she needs I don't know, her like frozen spirit copy thing is terrible. It feels like they made it up. It feels like Zack's ult rework, where there was just not enough thought put into it. It was just done on a budget. It's like a budget ability, and it feels like it. It just doesn't really feel like it makes sense. I don't like it. So she has problems. That's why she's not that high up. But she has a lot of good in her as well. I like her look. She's meant to look uncanny, which is cool. Let me think. Who else? Feels like an old champion. I think maybe like... I like Kassadin a lot. Kassadin was the first one that came into my mind to talk about. Kassadin is like... quite fun. I like the impending doom of him scaling. I think that's pretty cool. Unfortunately... what I think of Elise, Okay, let's talk about Elise, because Kassadin just doesn't have enough going for him. Let's talk about Elise. I want to talk about Elise. That's a good point. There's something wrong with her. She has problems. There's just something about her that's just wrong. And I don't know what it is, but I think it's her Q. I think it's her Q. I think it's her spider form. I think it's her human form. I think the issue with Elise is her human form just sucks. It's just... I don't know what it is. I don't know. I feel like... I really don't know. I love her theme. I love her design. I love how she looks. I want to like Elise. Elise is a champion that I've tried playing in the past, but something is wrong with her. And I don't know what it is, but she just gameplay fails for whatever reason. She feels like her human form feels like an E-bot. Her spider form doesn't have enough abilities. It just has a bite and an E to get out of range. She just... I don't know how to describe it. Like, think of Jace. Jace also has 6 abilities. But every single one of Jace's 6 abilities, except for his hammer form W, feels like it does something. Whereas Elise's abilities are like, she spits at you, and then she bites you, and then she throws a little exploding spider. It all feels wrong. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but just... I want her to be... I wish she was better, but I don't know. I really don't know, because I feel like they really nail her aesthetically. And stuff. Niwa, just the most forgettable character created. Truly. Same with Akshan. Niwa and Akshan are just so forgettable. Truly forgettable. I think Niwa's fun. But I didn't even... If I had to do like a name every character list in fucking League of Legends, I would forget these 2 every time. I don't know. I just don't see the point of adding these champions to the game. Like, I feel like League of Legends would be a worse game if Samira wasn't in it. Because I think Samira is, even though she's not like my kind of champion at all, I don't think I would ever play Samira. I think the game is better off for having Samira in it. I don't feel like the game is better off for having like Niwa and Akshan in it. Like, their kits just are... I don't know. There's just nothing. I don't know. The game should have just had 2 S champions. I feel like... I don't know. They're good. Like, don't get me wrong. Especially like Akshan is a much more modern take on like the mid lane ADC, and that's cool. He's like I mean, I think he does it well. Mid lane ADC. He's just a much more modern take on it, and it's fine. But I don't know. It just feels like not really sure what his what he is other than that, I guess. And Nyla is just, I don't know. I don't even really know what Nyla's theme is. She is a whip. Maybe they wanted a whip character in the game. They thought we didn't have any characters that use a whip, so we need a character with a whip. Maybe. But totally forgettable. Totally forgettable characters. To me, at least. No one will remember these characters in 10 years. A champion like Sona, a champion like Morgana, Mordekaiser. These champions will never be forgotten. Okay? Tryndamere, Garen, Lee Sin. Lee Sin. Bard, Draven, Jhin. These are like, they will never be forgotten. But Niwa and Akshan will be forgotten forever, unfortunately. Trying to think. What other champions give me champion suggestions, because I can't think of where I want to go next on the list. Oh, Shaco? Okay, Shaco is goated. Seriously goated. Shaco is so fucking goated. With all of my heart, and this is how you can tell this list isn't biased, I never play Shaco, and with all of my heart and soul, I despise this champion. With every fiber of my being, I fucking hate this champion. But he is so goated. He is so perfectly fucking annoying. He is the pinnacle of annoying fucking champion. Teemo is like the worst version of annoying champion, and Shaco is like the absolute best version. He is, every time that Shaco fucks you, you're like, fuck. Like, I don't know what to describe. Every time Shaco fucks you, you're like, I forgot Shaco. Like, it's my own fault. I should have known that Shaco would do this, because this is exactly what Shaco does. Every time you get trolled by him, it's your own fault for not remembering that Shaco can do this to you. It's always your fucking fault. It really is always your fault. When you walk into his boxes, you should have known. You should have fucking known. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It's tilt-inducing. He's infuriating to play against. You have to learn to play against him, which is in a way that is so counter to how you have to learn to play against other champions, that like, you can be really good at the game and just get farmed by a Shaco because you just don't know how to play against that champion, and you have to like actually study. Some champions have abilities with tooltips that have a longer word count than all of his lore combined, and I don't give a shit. Like, he's just annoying fucking jester clown, and I don't care about his lack of lore. I don't care about he is annoying. He's meant to be annoying. That's it. He's just, he annoying fucking clown, and he does it well. He does it perfectly. When you fucking, you know it's his clone and you blow his clone up or whatever, or you don't know it's his clone and you blow his clone, it's really good. And he's like got a really nice amount of like simplicity that came from his just his time being created so long ago, combined with like depth that is like a modern version of this character. I feel like if they tried to make Shaco today, he would be way too overly complex. But the thing is, his simplicity is deceptive because he is super complex, but he makes a lot happen with a little. So I think Shaco is excellent, personally. Really think he's a good champion. I really think he's really good. Fizz, on the other hand, came to mind. Fizz is another one of those annoying champions that I think fucking sucks. I think Fizz sucks ass. Not fun. Not interesting. Not cool at all. Dumb fish. One-dimensional. Pyke is good. But Fizz is terrible. His whole gameplay pattern is throw the shark, and if the shark lands, you win, and if the shark misses, you lose. Fizz players don't enjoy it. Fizz players enjoy when they land the shark, and that's it. That's the only time they have fun. Fizz players don't like laning as Fizz because his lane phase is so weak that you'd always come out of lane 40 CS down. No one has fun playing Fizz. No one has fun playing against Fizz. He looks stupid. He's uninspired. Like, his design is uninspired. His gameplay is uninspired. He's just bad. He's just terrible. Pyke is okay. Pyke is pretty fun. He's frustrating to play against. But, I think he's pretty cool for what he does. I mean, it's nice to have an assassin support, and he's so cool. The cool thing about Pyke, I guess, is that, like, he's an assassin support, and he only is a support, obviously. I know they kind of funneled him into that with balance changes, but, like, some support players want to play assassins. I should check out the Ruined King game, maybe play it on stream. Maybe. Singed, Singed is kind of bad. I'm sorry. Like, he's not that bad. The tiers are meaningless, by the way, but this is just vibes. But Singed is, like, kind of bad, honestly. I know the Singed players love to play Singed. I know that he is I know he's a unique playstyle, but, just because something is unique doesn't make it good. And maybe Singed is just the main demonstration of that. Okay. My voice is killing me. I've talked about League of Legends for like 2 hours. I actually need to take a break from it at this point. So I need to do something else. So I'm gonna go eat chocolate, make more tea, and we'll watch something together. Singed is worst Arcane character. I think Singed is cool in Arcane. I think Singed is cool. Like, my issue with Singed comes from a pure, like, gameplay. Singed is one of those characters that is just, like, not interesting gameplay-wise. Like, it's just... Oh, in-game, you mean? Yeah. I don't know what it's just that, like... I don't know. It just feels weird. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know. Power World is crazy. Maybe I'll play Power World.
Seneca Gunner's kind of getting his ass beat. Gotcha! A captured human. On Palpagos Island, capturing humans is considered inhumane. Yeah, get him!
Alright, maybe I'll play, yeah, the gameplay pattern is what, like, kind of just kills Singed. Like, the proxying, the fact that he just kind of runs at you is just kind of lame. I don't know. I'm gonna go eat chocolate. I want chocolate. Sorry. I stayed on the League of Legends topic. Yeah, I'm sorry. I stayed on that League of Legends topic way too long, but I was having fun, so it doesn't matter. But I should have stopped it a little. Oh yeah. The Ruined King trailer, right. Is that Misfortune? I think that... her redesign was a huge hit? Yeah, but... maybe that just stands to, like... I don't like Misfortune's design at all. This is an improvement, but, like... she's just a stripper. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Braum is so cool. This is an improvement over her current appearance. So why is Braum teaming up with the... why is Braum teaming up with the pirates? Why are they here? This makes no sense. What is this squad? A bunch of pirates, then Ari, Brahm, and Yasuo? Makes no sense.